What's your biggest insecurity?
That's an interesting question. I suppose my biggest insecurity is I don't want to let people down. Like at some point, if more and more people trust you or put their faith in you, or you feel more responsible for them, I've got employees, 2,000 of them. I hate the idea of letting them down. I've got shareholders, now lots. Mm-hmm. I've got bondholders, and I've got stakeholders. So now we become important to them. And then you've got the entire Bitcoin community. And Bitcoin's a team. It's a global team. I travel everywhere in the world. I get off on a flight line, and the guy that's actually refueling the aircraft is like going like, "Hey, I own Bitcoin. I bought some for my kid." You go through a bar, and the guy behind the bar knows you, or the waiter, or the waitress, or the all these people. And what this means to them is there a chance at economic sovereignty and social and security, and it's given them hope. So if you're lucky enough, right? If you're lucky enough to have employees, have investors, and have people that listen to you, then the thing you should fear is letting them down, right? And so I think it becomes a greater responsibility as more people take you seriously in life.
The last question that I have is, what's something that nobody knows about you that you feel like they should know?
Another very interesting question. A lot of people know a lot about me. I've done a few podcasts.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think about something that I haven't really spoken about much. I think one thing is I have a profound appreciation for nature and natural law and natural beauty. And I think a lot of the most beautiful things in life and the most important wisdom is derived from a close study of nature. And a lot of people think that, because they see me in technology and in commercial environments, that I'm a technologist. But I actually think a lot of the inspiration and the best inspiration comes from nature. And I think that we would all do well to be grounded in it to the extent that we can be.
Cool. Anything else?
The only other thing is we looked up photos of you and it looked like you used to be bigger. Did you shed some weight?
Yeah.
Like that looked pretty impressive.
At one point, I was probably 30 pounds heavier. And what happened is I started appreciating the things that you can learn today if you study paleo diets, lean proteins, steak, salad, vegetables, stay away from too much starch, too much sugar, too much alcohol, right? If you want to be 30 pounds heavier, drink sugar water, drink alcohol, drink starch, eat a lot of pizza, potatoes, pancakes, rice, etc. Eat processed food, eat fast food. All of those things take their toll, but what's the secret to life? I think someone said it the other day. They said, get plenty of sleep, put good nutrients in your body, eat good food, nutritional food, eat food that would rot. It's not, you can't leave it out for 3 days and still eat it, right? So eat organic food. The closer to organic, the better. And don't poison yourself. Right? With toxins, there's a lot of different types of toxins, but just don't put them in your body. Right? And then get exercise, get routine exercise. So I think that, that helped a bit. That I would recommend that to anybody. And I would say, coming back to natural principles, one thing I think about a lot is this something that my great-great-great-grandfather would have done 100,000 years ago? Because the human genome, right, and humanity has evolved over millions and millions of years. And if you think about all those generations, how did you evolve and what did you adapt to? There are certain things that we do today that they wouldn't have done 100,000 years ago. And a lot of times those things are pernicious. Drinking a carton of orange juice.
Yeah.
Impossible to do 100,000 years ago.
Sugar in that. Yeah.
But, you give yourself diabetes or or the like if you just pound that stuff too much. So I think, just looking at diet, exercise, nutrition is useful. I think 30 years ago, there were some pernicious ideas. Like, it used to be every alpha male business leader wants to brag about how little sleep they get. Oh, I get by on 3 hours sleep. Oh, I get by, it's like when the competition is to brag about how little sleep you can get. It's just, here's an unhealthy habit and I do it. And of course, a lot of people, I think, lied about it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times people say stuff in public, in an interview. What's your secret? Well, I don't need that much sleep. I sleep 3 hours, and then, what an awful disservice you do to the humanity, because,
Yeah.
you find a lot of people die because they didn't sleep enough. And then, when I grew up, I looked at all the athletes and the bodybuilders, and I was like, well, I don't look like that guy. And I thought I just wasn't trying hard enough. And then at one point I realized they're all taking steroids or performance enhancing drugs. And, it was only in the modern era, when information comes out on YouTube, guys like More Plates, More Dates.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see that?
Yeah.
We've had him on the show.
Tell you what steroids this
Yeah,
actor
he came
took.
on the podcast.
And I'm like,
yeah.
I started listening to him and my mind is blown. And I realized like everything I believed was not, it's like, oh, how'd you bulk up for this movie role? Oh, yeah, I ate a lot of chicken. No, you didn't.
Yeah,
eat
worked
a lot
out
of,
twice a day.
I ate a lot of chicken and I had a trainer. And that's just pernicious, like untruth. So when you start to actually understand how people achieve what they achieve, and you're like, well, that might work, but that might also give me cancer at age 27. And maybe I don't want that. I think it helps you make rational decisions about what to eat, how to live, right? How much to sleep. And then, and there's like, even with exercise, it's like, yeah, you can do the Hollywood, specialty exercises, but, to a great degree, simply low impact aerobic activity that's not going to destroy your joints is a pretty good thing. And engaging in full contact combat sports, might not be the best path, over the long run. So I don't know. I think I get a lot of wisdom, or gleaned a lot of wisdom about health, just from all sorts of unfiltered, unbiased internet sources.